Video location at home. Video title, Faith Has a Seat. What is faith? I've been reading this book for a long time now that describes it like this. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That faith, we don't know 100% in an outcome, but we believe in it because of the evidence we have in it and the hope that we've got in its outcome. It sounds crazy to believe in something that we can't see, yet we all do it. For example, I could say that I have faith in Chelsea Football Club, although I'm starting to lose that. I have faith in the government to do what's best by its people. I could say that I have faith in a loved one to not let me down. As a result of faith, it enables trust, which outwardly creates expectancy. And at a base level, this seems absolutely harmless. I could sit down in a chair and in faith that it won't break. And I've got that faith from previous experiences I've had with other chairs across the world, amazing chairs. And this has created my expectancy that the chair I'm sitting in now, it won't let me down. But if it does, I hit the floor. I've got a sore bum and a broken chair, but in the long run, I'm all right. I get back up, I go and buy another chair, and I might feel just a little bit uncertain about the next few chairs that I sit in, but in general, I'm all right. I think we make idols out of the things that we hold close, putting our hope, trust, and faith in these things. If yours is, for example, your job, there's nothing better than when your job is going well. Absolutely. It's almost circumstantial. It's job's going well, life's going well. If yours is, for example, your football club, when you come away from a win, there's nothing better. But we need to be careful on how hard we lean into these things, and that's why I talk about it as an idol, because it's great when it's going well, but how do you cope when things aren't going well in these areas? If your faith, for example, sits in a chair, what happens when it breaks? If your faith sits in being financially stable, what happens when you lose your job? And if your faith sits in a person, parent, child, friend, what happens when that person leaves or dies? I once heard a story about a man who built his house on sand. And in the same story, there was another man who built his house on rock. All's going absolutely fantastic until a storm or a big wave comes along. I know which man I would prefer to be. I don't know what you've heard about the Bible, about scripture. You may have heard negative things, that it talks about negative situations or good situations in negative lights, that it's a bunch of rules. I don't know. But what I do know is that this book talks about who you are in the eyes of God. It talks about why you're created and what you have the potential to go on and do. I also know from this book that we begin to understand the characteristics of God. What's considered good, what's considered valuable, and what isn't. And when we understand those things, both who you are and who God is, we begin to see that actually there's a foundation for trust here. There's a place we can put our trust. After all, he made you, he gave you a purpose, and he gave you the gifts that you have that make you stand out from everyone around you. And maybe it's just a little bit of trust towards him that could change it all for you. I'd like to encourage you to think about these things that we put our trust in, that we put our faith in. Is it the opinion of others? Is it the way that we look? Is it in a person, or is it in the financial or in belongings? How would you cope if those things were taken away?